Yeah. So March update, right? March update. I feel a lot better today. I feel like I took weight off my shoulders. You feel me? And I feel free. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can take care of myself now. And I plan to start taking care of myself again. Because I've been falling off the wagon, but I never quit. Right? Been failing, but I've never quit. Learned a lot from these failures. At first, I didn't really know what I was going to be learning or what I had been learning, but I think now I understand what I'm learning. I'm learning that in this life, you have to eliminate useless stressors. Like, it's very important to protect your sanity, protect your mental, all right? Protect this at all costs. This is all you really got. This controls your perception. This controls your intuition. This controls everything. Well, luckily, your intuition is really like down here in your stomach and shit. So even though you acted crazy up here, you feel it down here, right? So it's back to the basics for me. Doing what I do best, water fasting, and eliminated stress. I don't know, that shit just rhymed, so I said it. But yeah, it's your boy, the American African, man. I'm about to get back into this grind. It's spring, and I'm not in shape to go outside and jog and walk and run. I'm just fucked up. But that's where I am today. And tomorrow's another day. Not even just tomorrow's another day. Another hour is another hour. You know what I'm saying? So the future, looking at where I am presently, but working towards a better future. That's where I'm at. So you got to set goals in this life. And my goal is that by summer, I want to be able to go for walks every day. I want to go back to riding my bike, going for jogs, traveling, living life. The past year has some change. Let's say year and a half, man. There's been so much stress. There's definitely been some good parts, There's definitely been some highlights and good parts. Like, I give all glory to God. But I feel like honestly, the reason I've been suffering and struggling with my weight is I just haven't been really putting myself first and take care of myself. And that's 100% my fault, I've just been a little naive and just haven't been playing life as a game the way I'm supposed to play it. You see, 2020, 2021, I played life as a game, and I was winning in the game. For the first time in my life, like, I just really put myself first. From 2019, sorry, 2021, I really put myself first, and I was really just all about me. Doesn't mean I wasn't handling other responsibilities and helping and all these things, but I came first. Every day, I wake up 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I hit the gym. I go shopping, healthy food. I cook, I work, I eat. I sleep, I exercise, I sleep. Rinse, repeat. I got to get back to that because that's like the basics. When I did all those things, I was able to take care of everything. Health, wealth, career, everything was on point. If those things, usually if those three things are on point, you can handle the rest pretty well as a man. You know what I'm saying? You still got things like family, relationships. You still have spiritual life too. And spiritually, I've been very weak. Like, I've just been so weak. You know what I'm saying? I've been really trying to tap into myself. I find it very hard to pray for myself. I could pray for other people, but to pray for myself is very hard. Sometimes I ask people to pray for me. It's funny though. I have to pray for myself though, and I have to put my faith back to the forefront. Spiritual, got to put it back to the forefront. Exercise, you got to put it back to the forefront. Eating healthy, got to put it back to the forefront. After my birthday, I've been in a daze. I've been in a pit. Like, I've been trying to climb out, but I was trying to climb out doing negative things, right? So imagine I'm trying to climb out, and the way I'm climbing out is I'm like, let me just eat today and just be good today. And tomorrow I start over. But it doesn't really work. It's so hard because it has worked before, but I can't rely on that. What I can rely on is saying the next move I make, like today, is going to be the right move and just going forward from there. You know? Good news is, I mean, I've been doing this 4 years, you know? My keto-versary is in 1 week. I don't get to make a glory video this keto-versary. I might make a reflective video, but my keto-versary is pretty much dedicated to me renewing my faith in myself, right? So, you know, it's like a rededication to God and a rededication to my health, right? All this weight loss shit is because I want to be in good health. Because with good health, I pretty much can do anything. You know, health is the most important thing, and it's always taken for granted. I shouldn't say always, but we tend to take it for granted, and it usually takes a crisis before we wake up. If you're coming from where I'm coming from, you know, and for me, the crisis was I had super high blood pressure, like super high blood pressure. Like the top number was over 200, the bottom number was over 120. Like I could feel it. I could feel it here. I could feel it going down my neck. I could feel it in my chest. It was tight chest, pain in the chest, and I could feel it in my lower back. The only thing that didn't happen, that sometimes happen when my blood pressure's high, I didn't lose my vision. That's happened before. I gotta be honest. But I said to myself, okay, my body is saving my life because it's telling me, hey, this pain right here, you're gonna feel it until you change your ways. And you know, when we're suffering from something like an addiction, something like obesity, something like just an unhealthy relationship with food, sometimes it takes a crisis before we wake up, before we snap out of it, you know. I was eating so much junk and not exercising and just putting on a massive amount of weight for the past 4 months that finally, I had something I could hold on to and say, well, I mean, are you ready to die? And I had to be honest, and I said no. And even if I am, I'm not going out like that. So seeing my blood pressure and seeing that it wasn't changing after 2 weeks, the pain kind of went away, came back, went away, but the blood pressure still being high. And I remember my blood pressure was 120 over 70, right? 110 over 70 or 110 over 65. Like I remember in 2021, my blood pressure being that low. Now it's double. That's crazy. It could only lead to stroke, heart attack. You know, things that congestive heart failure leads you down to. But you see, before, I kind of felt bad about it. I was down on myself. I was just in bad spirits. But now, because I think I've begun losing weight, I don't idolize food. I'm not thinking about food and all those sort of things. I think now I'm better and I'm working to maintain it. But I definitely have work to do. Even 4 years in, I still have work to do because even if I get the weight down, one thing I can't do is indulge. I can't say now that I got my weight down, let me overeat. I can eat, can't overeat. You see, one of the things that I learned about last year was orthorexia. And I said to myself, I don't want to be a person where I can only eat one type of food or I completely eliminate certain types of food. I just want to be a person that eliminates additives, right? Whether it be ketchup, whether it be sugar, salt, high fat, I want to be a person that does not intentionally go for those items on a regular basis. I'm definitely not there yet. I mean, before I began this water fast I'm on, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I said I haven't had cereal in like 4 years, yo. I went and got Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I had a box of it. It did not hit. And this is how it always happens. This is how addiction always starts. You have it and it doesn't hit. Or you have it and it hits. Either way, you're doomed. Then you say, oh, let me try it again. Because I remember when I used to have that, it used to give me this certain feeling. And I want to feel that feeling. So I went and got Cinnamon Toast Crunch again and again and again for like one week, 1.5 weeks. And then I realized what I really like about Cinnamon Toast Crunch is when I'm at the bottom of the bag, bottom of the box, and it's all that cinnamon and sugar there. And I pour that and it sinks to the bottom of the bowl, and I scoop it up with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I eat it. And I said, that's sugar. That's sugar. That's what you're into. You're into that sugar. When I eat a bag of potato chips, if the potato chips is plain, no additives, I won't go and eat it like crazy, right? It's when it has a high amount of salt, high amount of flavor, high amount of pepper. That's when I'm going crazy for it. In this 5th year, what I'll say is I'm still trying to live a life where I can eat, where I don't have to say, well, I don't have to practice an orthorexic diet. I want to be able to eat, but I also want to be able to tame the beast and control my obesity. I feel so much better today than I felt in months. And I'm going to build off of this, I'm just going to focus on me this year. I'm going to practice what I started practicing in 2020, Once I get my weight down, just getting the fuck out the house every day and just doing something. That's what I started doing back then. COVID helped. COVID hurt a lot of people, but I think overall COVID helped a lot of people, And COVID definitely helped me with my weight loss journey. And I never predicted it, obviously, right? I started my weight loss journey April 2019. COVID hit later that year, right? I believe so. Something like that. Or it might have hit around that time. And that's when I started teleworking, and I had time. I really had a lot of time to spend with myself, doing this YouTube, and just really investing in my my health, and everything else changed with it. So I'm looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to rebuilding myself, my life, especially my spiritual life, man, and my health and my wealth. Just rebuilding everything and climbing, climbing. Today, I'm on day 5 or 6 of a water fast. I count it only because I don't want to go past a certain number of days, because my body is starting to resist water fasting. It's my body, it's not my mind. Last month I did like 3 water fasts of like 3 days plus, and what would happen is that I would get these weird muscle. It's not really cramps. It's like this. I've never felt it before. It felt like my muscles didn't have enough water. It felt so weird, and it didn't go anywhere. But when I first noticed it, I actually was breaking a water fast. I broke a water fast, and the way I either got in or got out of my car, the bad thing about having a small car, being big, is that I like contorted my body in a way, and the whole time I was driving, it was bad. Like I had to keep straight. I had to drive like this. You feel me? Like because my back it's like if I relax it, it's like it was tight. It was really painful. And even when I got out, I still felt it. And I had to like stay out of my car for a while before I re-entered my car. And I was just scared. And then when I came home and I sat on my couch, I felt it again. It wasn't going anywhere. And I was like, this is a weird type of pain and strain because stretching doesn't help. Long story short, only recently, maybe last week, I decided or I realized that I think I've been taking too much potassium supplement. Usually I take a spoonful and I just boop. But I'm buying very potent potassium citrate. You definitely wouldn't get this in a pill. Okay, this is like 30 pills. Like my dosage is probably like 30 pills. Because, each pill is only 2% of the daily value. So I was saying, if each pill is only 2% of the daily value, it's not that I was taking 30 pills, but I had a powder form. And I would take like a big scoop, put it in there, my snake juice, and I would take that. But I think I had I'm not good with words, hypoclimia or whatever it's called, which is too much potassium in my system. And even yesterday, I felt it, I took a little bit of potassium yesterday. I felt it again. So I'm kind of watching myself. I'm learning a lot. I've learned so many hypos and hypers through water fasting. I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, I'm at the point where I don't even recommend fasting to anyone past 3 days. And I tell them, it's at your own risk, yo. At your own risk. For some reason, it just works for me. It's easier for me to not think about anything than to have food like constantly on my mind, because I'm just chasing that next meal. I want that next meal. There's something going on in there. Some sort of what do they call it? Chemical imbalance. I'm wired for food. So yeah, this is my March rant. When I started water fasting again last month, I said, I could do videos and shit, but I don't know, or I don't yet feel water fasting is the right way to tackle obesity, because it does not address the elephant in the room, which is eating habits, right? When I stop water fasting, I either binge or I practice healthy eating, but at some point I go back to the binge. It's only a matter of time, whether it's same day I break or it's a couple weeks later. It normally comes down, and the only thing that I've used to mitigate it is exercise, but I still eat high amounts of food. That's my problem. I have crazy cravings. That's my problem. My tolerance level to sugar, salt, fat, that's the problem. I'm fucked up. But I'm no longer in denial. I see it clear as day, and I know what I have to work on and attack. And every time I diet and I get off a diet, that's what it's about. It's to see if I can improve. And I'm pretty convinced the only way I can improve is by force. And what does that mean? Literally, when I go into a store, when I go to a restaurant, I literally have to just buy whatever I plan to buy before I went in there. Even if I want a chocolate cake, that shit has to be planned out. The amount has to be planned out, and I have to stick with that. Because the moment I start overeating, mania ensues. Mania ensues, man. Uncontrollable habit. Yeah. I'm okay. I got my blood pressure under control. I feel a lot better now. I don't sleep so long anymore, which is a good thing. I wake up early. I actually think about the gym. I still haven't went in months, but it's starting. It's starting. And April 1st, in 1 week, what is that? What day of the week is that? On a Saturday, I renew my dedication to the grind of defeating obesity in my life. You know, playing the flag on that bitch. It's your boy, the American African. 4 years into this weight loss journey, I did not know I would go backwards like this. I got on the scale the other day, like a week ago. It said 380. I said, oh my God. But I knew it though. I was a little bit relieved that it wasn't 400. What if last year, December, I was at like 300? All we can do is work with where we at. And that's all I'm doing. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.